Hi, I'm Steve, Woodworking Masterclass. You know, I got a lot of emails about people asking for tips, tricks and techniques they can use in the workshop. So what I've decided to do is put together a program that I call Good Things Come in Threes. If you can hear that, that's Bob chewing a bit of wood behind me. And what I've put together is a set of tips, if you like, that revolve around one particular topic. What I want to do in this very first one of Good Things Come in Threes is talk about water in the workshop. Thanks, Bob. You just knocked the camera. First of all, getting water into the workshop. Now, if you're like me, my shed's a fair way from a tap, so it gets pretty costly to get a plumber in just to put water into the shed, because I really can't justify that to the wife. What I've got is a couple of the 20-litre drums, a bit of hoses, connections, and a drain. Very simple. All I have to do to fill it up is just come in here with a couple of buckets, fill it up with a bucket, and then I've got water again. And that generally lasts me for a couple of months. And it's actually at my sharpening station. This is how you get the water. It's also good if the dog's thirsty, you can fill the bucket up for the dog. That's the first tip, water in the shed. Second thing, what you can do with water. Firstly, get yourself a good atomising bottle. And the difference between a good one and an ordinary one is about $1 or $2. But get one that atomises really well and doesn't break the first or second time you use it. Here's a trick I've been using for years. Have you ever been planing timber and all of a sudden it slips in the vise, so you might be doing a bit of carving or any sort of wood working in a vise, and all of a sudden your workpiece slips? Here's the cheapest way you can go about keeping stuff tight in your vise. Watch this. What I have here is a 9-litre bucket of water, and it's full to the 9-litre mark. Over here I've got a piece of American oak and an ordinary vise. I'll put the timber in the vise. Note the position of the handle, which is here. I'll put the 9-litre bucket of water on the end of the timber. I'll hang on to the bucket. You see how the wood slips. This tip in itself is worth the price of admission. Watch this. Get your squirt bottle, a couple of squirts of water in the vise, put your timber in, handles in the same position, put the bucket of water on, and there you have it. In fact, the water's starting to dribble out. That really locks your job in. In fact, I've got to put a fair amount of pressure on that and it's still not moving. There are 2 tips to do with water. And here's a third one. Here's a tabletop, but I hadn't finished building the table. I've got all the components ready and I thought I might put it together. When I actually looked at the top, oh dear, it's got a very slight bow in it. Not dead flat. There's about, a mil, I would say, worth of cup in this. A lot of people would throw it away in frustration or try and pull it down with screws and that would split the timber, or they'd put it through the thicknesser or try and replane it. Well, here is a fantastic way of flattening out cups in timber. The way I remember which side to put the water is if you look at a cupped piece of timber. Actually, I'll show you with a piece of paper. Say this is a cupped, exaggerated, but a cupped piece of timber. Now to me that looks like a cattle trough. So what do you do with cattle troughs? You put the water into the trough. So I would fill this part with the water, not that part. So pretend if it's cupped, or it's like a cup, or it's a trough, that's where you put the water. In this situation, my top has cupped that way, So what I do is just give it a really good spray with water. And as you can see, I'm putting a lot on there. You could actually tip it on from a bottle if you like. So that's drenched. What I'm going to do is leave it now on the bench like that, and we'll give it half an hour to an hour, and then we'll see how flat it's become. There you go. I popped away and had a spot of lunch, so I've actually been gone for an hour, and in that time this board is now dead flat. Before, I could rock it, and if you can see there, there's absolutely no movement there whatsoever. 3 great things to do with water: inexpensive but very effective. This is Steve, pulling the shed door down for another day and saying to remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. And I look forward to your company when I share the next segment in Good Things Come in Threes. Bye for now.